We are here to celebrate and to dance on the grave of one Nico Harrison. The devil is dead. He is out of here. The NBA is whole again. He has been fired by the Dallas Mavericks. In fact, it was announced that he was going to be fired at 10 a.m. Central Time. This was announced at like 9:30 Central Time. So they said in 30 minutes, he's walking to the office. They're chopping his head off. He's done.
They said, don't get too early. Don't get too comfortable, Nico. He finna be out of here soon. Yeah. Don't get your coffee.
He was driving to the office, opened his phone. Shams Charania said, you're getting fired in 27 minutes, buddy. That's how his day started.
He said, damn. And honestly, the real reason why we are late and why all the things that Isaac was saying, like, you know, we had to get ready. We had to go to the store. We had to get the charcoal. We had to get the special meat. We lit up the grill today. It's about 4:30. Whenever we get done with this, it's going to be around dinner time. We are firing up the grill tonight.
I got carne asada back there. I got kielbasa back there. I got all the sausage you could imagine. We got burgers, steaks, everything ready to throw a party because the guy that has been, I guess, the collective enemy number one of NBA fans out there who don't even really care about the Mavericks, but feel bad for Mavericks fans.
How dare you?
Yeah, principal. How fucking dare you do something so horrible to a fan base and so just deplorable, right? You feel bad for the Mavericks fans at worst. People obviously also get tinfoil hats on to make it even more of a big deal. But at the worst, we feel bad for a fan base that has had some type of healing done today.
Man, me personally, well, I know we're supposed to be happy on all that, but of course, like I rebuke the devil just like everyone else too. I'm not on that side of things, but I am kind of sad as well because we lost an idiot as well. We lost a generational idiot. We lost someone who caused pain that wasn't pain for me. Like, if you know my MO, I'm a fucking Hawks fan, and seeing this whole debacle happen, bro, brought me joy to my fucking heart because we don't have a lot of guys who carry this level of brain power in the league these days. They don't make them like Nico Harrison no more.
Yeah, we lost a walking lick in the NBA. That's what he's saying. Many fan bases out there over the years would have looked at Nico and said, how can I get off on this motherfucker? Now we lost that opportunity. And I'm just glad that I got my licking before he went gone. That I got Luka Doncic on my team. If somebody had to benefit from all this, I'm just glad it'd be me. So just know I'm talking from a point of I'm the benefiting party in all this. But I still feel bad for Mavericks fans. It's still a good day.
Exactly. And that is my biggest thing out of all of this, right? Obviously, Nico Harrison did something wrong, and he deserved to be fired for trading away Luka Doncic and selling people a dream that we are still in a title window, knowing good and well you're not, right? That's on one hand. But for Mavs fans, that doesn't change the fact that Luka's gone. Right?
Yeah.
You have to go and you have to find whatever healing that you can on your own. Just because this other guy, just because he's taken care of, does not mean that your pain goes away. Yeah. Right? Nope. So you need to do whatever it is. Talk to whoever you need to talk to understand it's time to move on. It's time to take the first step forward. And that is what today is about.
How will you guys remember this era of Mavericks basketball in between the Luka Doncic trade and the Nico Harrison firing?
I think I will remember this era as one of the most scammiest eras, but also brilliant eras and also most stupidest eras of all time because Nico Harrison managed to touch all of those keywords that I just said. He, of course, like, this is not his first bad trade. The Luka stuff is not the first thing ever. He went ahead and decided to let Jalen Brunson walk for the fucking free. You know, it is what it is. That happened. Luka trade happened, but he built a very concise playoff team. He went ahead and traded for Daniel Gafford, who was just sitting there rotting on the Washington Wizards. He traded for PJ Washington. He went ahead and scooped up Najee Marshall for the fucking free. They did all this amazing stuff just for this to boil over and eventually like burn the fucking house down. And what I'm starting to realize too is that I think Nico Harrison, he's a fucking arsonist, bro. Like, that's what he does. He's an arsonist. He's insane. He went up and blew up his own house. Not even blew it up. He lit it on fire. And then what he did was he like had a bunch of china stored in the fucking basement, and he brought it out. He was like, "Look, I got this cool china, Klay Thompson. I got PJ Washington, all that." But none of that matters because you're homeless now. You're left starless.
Well, he like lit the house on fire. It burned to the ground, but then he like found an old wallet on the ground that had $10 in it. And he was like, I think the fans are starting to see the vision I had for my arson. I think the fans are finally starting to understand the grand play we had here.
This motherfucker arsonistic, man.
Yeah.
That's the most annoying part. This is a 6 to 7 months. How long has it been since that trade? That was March? February. Before the deadline, obviously. So early February. It's about 9 months. This is a pregnancy defined by hubris defined by ego, defined by doubling down. As soon
really
as you
is.
had the tiniest amount of time to do a victory lap, as soon as you could rub it in people's faces that maybe something good would go your way, he took that opportunity because he got lucky with the lottery and said, "Ha ha, I know everything. Fans are stupid." So this is just like the ultimate comeuppance, feeling like somebody finally got what they're due, and not just because he made a bad trade that happens. The tone in which it was handled when the whole fan base went up in arms and said, "We hate you, Nico." The ego that it was met with, all you can do is be happy to see him gone.
Yeah, a lot of it is like, you don't understand the plan that we really had working. When one, you would have never gotten the number one pick if you didn't trade Luka away. So this idea of this is all part of our plan, that's not true. Two, you traded him away a year after you went to the finals. So all of this, we're in our championship window. Yeah, because Luka's there, dummy. And then and then a month after you trade for Luka, once again, this dream of we're gonna have Kyrie, we're gonna have AD, and we're still this championship team. Kyrie tears his ACL because he's being overtaxed, because now he's playing 40 minutes a night at 30-something years old to try and keep this team above water, because Anthony Davis, who played awesome for the first half that he got there, instantly got hurt the moment he put on a Mavericks uniform.
And that's the important part. So obviously him getting fired, it's met with 90% people saying, "Get him out of here," and like being happy. Then 10% of the contrarian geniuses on Twitter are like, "He didn't have a chance. It was only 10 games. If you would have given him the chance to see his whole idea go through, if you'd have given him a moment for the vision to come together after the injuries, he was really clicking. He really sold high on a lemon when he was supposed to. And it was really genius," and yada, yada, yada. So there's a lot of discourse now about like, what's the legacy that's going to be? Is Nico a scapegoat? I'm seeing thrown around a lot because people were like, "Are we sure it was only Nico? Didn't the owners have to approve this?" And you said a good point in the group chat earlier when people were talking about it. What is the owner supposed to do? Fire his fucking self?
Yeah.
Like he mistakenly allowed Nico to execute his vision, believed in the guy that he hired to run his basketball team. He made the mistake of doing what we ask all owners to do. Listen to the basketball people. He was hoodwinked like the rest of us, it seems. And from that point, he realized bygones are bygones. We've already been fucked. Let's get him out of here so we can get our fan base back. I don't think he's a scapegoat for anything. I think he is an idiot who is paying idiot consequences.
Yeah, and their owner too specifically, he is not from the basketball ethos. He's not a normal basketball fan. Didn't have no type of basketball background. In fact, he had a background of like gambling. He has affiliations, heavy affiliations and ties into like Vegas and all that. And I'm tenfold down and all that. He just doesn't know much about basketball. And you're right, he did do the smart thing, which is let the basketball people do the basketball stuff. And I am not on the side of the idiots, but I would have loved to see at least Nico get his licks off and at least try to build this vision and see the whole thing burn and explode.
And good point. And that's why I brought that up, right? Like, so yes, you could argue that who knows if it would have worked, right? Who knows if this team with AD and Kyrie would have worked? We never got to see it. I don't really give a fuck. It's insane to tear this down for everything Donovan said when you're in this win now mode and have your pivot be Anthony Davis. Like, it kind of makes sense. You could see a world in which he's smart for selling high on Luka at the time he sold high, when he was overweight, not trying hard, whatever it was that led to a couple weird years there, or really one weird year there post-injury. If you tell me there's a world where that would have aged well and made sense, I can imagine that. I can promise you that outcome is not the one where he trades Luka for Anthony Davis and Max Christie. The package he chose to get when he chose to trade Luka, I don't even want to see that vision gone through at this point compared to what you gave up. I don't care.
I just feel like I don't care either, but I care for the sake of my entertainment. It's like almost you're watching a boxing or UFC fight and you see a dude get pieced up and he's about to go unconscious and the referee just gets in the middle, calls it off. I want to see him be eviscerated, bro. Pummeled to the fucking ground.
So you want to see Kyrie come back and they still suck?
Yes, I want to see him be like 5-30. I want to see that type of like, oh, like you really didn't stand a chance. You're really an idiot, you know?
But that's the... Okay, so Luka gets traded, whatever. Because you trade him, like obviously, like that move is so nonsensical. But then it makes everything else that you do make no sense. It makes the fact that you went out and got Klay Thompson in the offseason. It makes that move. It makes that again nonsensical. Why would you pay this guy to come in here to play off of two amazing ball handlers when he can just run around, catch and shoot? And now Klay Thompson is on a team with no point guards because you're starting Cooper Flag at point guard. Anthony Davis is hurt. Kyrie's hurt. And now it is either D'Lo or Klay Thompson. and he is shooting basketballs behind his head because he is so overtaxed and old at this point. That doesn't make sense. Obviously, the Luka deal is like up here, just on like a pure value. Like maybe that also wasn't smart. Why the hell did you trade Quentin Grimes?
Do you remember what he traded Quentin Grimes for?
That too immediately after. Obviously, it's going to get swept under the rug because Luka's traded. But in terms of actual process, that move also made no sense.
He traded Quentin Grimes to the Sixers for Caleb Martin and a second round pick. Caleb Martin right now, he's averaging like 1 point a game, shooting 30% from the field. Quentin Grimes is putting up fucking career numbers, 17 points, 40% from the field. He's a guard that they would fucking love alongside Cooper Flag. Just losing around the margins all around, bruh.
Yeah, and again, like there's so many things to point to why this was stupid, why this doesn't make sense. You can do all the contrarianism you want about let him execute his vision. The timing is poor. Give him a chance. You don't even know if it would have worked. All that makes sense on paper if you're talking about the most like I said, on paper logic that guy built team, you believe in team. We don't see team together because injury. Now he's fired. What happened to that team you believed in, right? This is reality. They have a fan base in fucking revolt. We're legitimately at risk of losing their core fan base.
Wait, didn't you tell us they brought like coffins to the stadium?
They protested outside the stadium.
Exactly.
They had coffins.
Inaction and looking your fans in the face and saying, we're just going to ride this out and see what happens was not a realistic option unless you were okay with completely losing large swaths of fans over time who can't stomach the decisions made as they watch Luka thrive and average 30 and 10 for the Lakers. You can't sit there and do nothing. So at some point they had to do something. This is the option that was looking them right in the face a day after the trade happened and they saw the first fire Nico chance. This was always looming above them. It was a matter of how long can they deal with fire Nico chance until they realize they have to do it.
And they couldn't deal with it much longer. But it sucks. And the tinfoil people, the tinfoil hat people, they have a little bit of ground to stand on. Only in the fact that like, if you are saying that we're going to try and tank everything so that we can move the team, the only reason why you can believe that is because literally for the next decade, every Dallas Maverick fan from the age of 12 to 55 or whatever, the next decade of Dallas Mavericks basketball is going to be defined by whatever Luka does in LA. And it's going to be defined by that and his successes and what could have been if he was still a member of the Mavericks. And so you have to try and and that's why for them saying, okay, we're going to move the team over to Vegas and we're going to make, this new fan base. That's the only reason why that could, possibly make sense because this specific group of people, they're scarred forever because this move was so dumb. That's the only thing that you can think of.
That's a funny conspiracy theory, but it requires 10 levels of accepting things before you get to it being realistic. This is the funniest part to me that I've seen today from Isaac Harris. My last convo with Nico Harrison as GM was media day this year. He told me my "why shouldn't you be fired" question was the most disrespectful question he's ever been asked, and we had a good back and forth about it. It ended with him saying, "Time will tell if I was right." Time is told. He was so pompous with everything he said. He was so arrogant. I guess you could say he stood 10 toes. Good for him. He didn't back down. I guess now I'm saying that what else was he going to do other than display confidence? But again, it feels good to see it fail.
Yeah, and one of my favorite talking points was when you mentioned how they're at serious risk of losing their core fan base, the guys who pay season ticket holders and all that. Mm-hmm. They actually lost Dirk Nowitzki. I remember at the start of the year he said that, or someone said that he's usually at every single home opener, and this was the first year that he wasn't part of it, and he hasn't entered that building at all. But he's over there in LA, dapping up Luka, yapping it up with him and all that. And you're right, this needed to happen for the sake of the actual branding of the franchise and the actual longevity and legitimacy of it.
Yeah, bodies had to drop, and Nico's was the clearest one that had to drop. This is the easiest way to pivot to a new generation, and I guess that's the new thing now, right? We can spend forever laughing at Nico and saying all the things we've said for the past 9 months about how ridiculous this era was, how he was wrong, yada yada. They have a path forward now, though. They can tank again this year. We talked about the fact they should obviously trade Anthony Davis. The only thing in the way was Nico would have to say I was wrong on him being the win now piece. none of that matters anymore. Someone else can take over. I think Michael Finley is the interim GM. There's a couple people that have been given more responsibility.
He might have hated Luka too.
Yeah, that was out there too. But I bet you he also doesn't love the Anthony Davis era. Doesn't really see that going anywhere. So I'm sure that's on the horizon is an Anthony Davis trade.
No facts.
If we tank this year.
If out of shape stars are like the top of his list for things that he hates, yeah, it's not looking good right now.
Yeah.
And
so there's a world in which they have a somewhat promising future still, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and for the sake of trading away or firing Nico Harrison right now, you needed to do that so you can not lose much else value from Anthony Davis and get ahead of things. I understand it. I get it. So now I guess we're talking about like what's life like after Luka. And you're right, it does start with someone like AD. It eventually starts with Kyrie whenever they won't be able to trade him probably when he gets back. So it'll probably be like a next year thing or just might keep him. But I think that they're in prime position to do that. And of course, like whatever illustrious future that they had when it comes to Luka, like that's out the window. You're just trying to like be competent, be good, be respectable, and do right by Flag and the hardcore fans.
Yeah.
And so I can try to brew up what possible destinations fit best for AD, but it's kind of a mucky market right now when I think about it.
Yeah, and wherever it goes, it doesn't matter too much. They'll get the best they can. Maybe it's 2 first-round picks and whatever salary in between, right? But they have a chance now to tank and get as high of a draft pick as possible, which will not be difficult for a team that's currently cheeks. They can go and try to get a top 5 pick and hope they get lucky in the lottery again. Because after this, they don't have their picks in their control for like 5 straight years. So this is the one single year they can tank. And I'm sure they know that. And I'm sure they're fully ready to try to get AJ DeBonsa or try to get Peterson or try to get Boozer. So hopefully you're going to next season and you have Kyrie coming back 100% after half a season post ACL and a whole offseason. You have insert top pick and Cooper Flag and Derek Lively. And you can try to do, a normal young core thing and not do this accelerated win now without Luka bullshit.
Yeah.
This is awful. This sucks.
Man, not having your pick, I completely forgot like through the years of when Nico was like making good decisions, trading for Gafford, trading for PJ Washington and all that, like they don't have control of their fucking picks, which makes this worse. Now, of course, like I think maybe that won't ever, maybe it wouldn't matter too much because Cooper Flag is that level of prospect, and whoever you pick in this year's draft too, they're that level of prospect as well. So maybe that won't matter too much, but man, there's just so much on the bone, and this is a nasty way to go out.
Also, it's the Hornets that have pick swaps with them. They have one. I can't remember if it's 1 or 2 the Hornets got.
Oh, that's ass on ass.
So,
same cheek.
Who knows if in 2028 or whatever, when the Hornets have a pick swap, if you're even going to actually swap. You might be swapping with a good pick either way. I don't necessarily see the Hornets being good in 2028. Who knows? But yeah. I saw someone say on Twitter, what's going to happen when they swap Zion for AD?
They can't do that. No, I don't want to see Zion next to Cooper. No.
Who can't do that?
No. Why? Why would they do that?
New Orleans can't do it.
Why not?
Because at this point, like...
I'm just kidding. It's not sensical.
What you going to do when they swap Cat for AD?
Someone said the Hornets 2027 pick swap is also top 2 protected. I mean, low-key. Would you swap Cat for AD? Why not?
It'll be good.
He's already hurt. What are we talking about? I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't tear his ACL. It's not like he's not fucked.
I wouldn't do that right now.
You wouldn't do that at all?
The vibes are so high. Listen, we're always just trying to tinker. Like
how quickly they forget the playoffs every year.
Just relax.
AD alongside Brunson will be fucking disgusting.
Someone said AD to Chicago.
They're looking for.
Okay, Anthony Davis finishing his prime with his hometown team. That wouldn't be too bad. I don't know what they would give for him.
I don't know if that prime's still here.
Buzelis.
Kobe White. Not Buzelis. He's the only untouchable piece, I think. But Kobe White, Patrick Williams, and whatever other money he takes.
Giddy, sure.
Vucevic for money.
Damn.
He's got to be expiring eventually.
Damn.
Really got 2 years left. Eventually he'll be expiring.
He's always like a year away from being expiring.
He's never expiring.
Always got a player option.
Thunder have the Mavs 2028 pick swap. So it's in 2027, it's the Hornets. Thunder in 28.
They're always involved.
They're always here.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, any other final thoughts about the Nico Harrison era before we put it to a close?
Dallas Mavericks fans, you can finally rest. You've gone through the most treacherous thing any NBA fan in the course of history can go through. You lost your beloved blue chip, one of the someone who's eventually going to grow into one of the best players of all time. You lost him for basically nothing. You can rest your eyes. The devil is gone. We may now repent.
Yeah. I saw somebody else say that Nico will never get another job in the NBA because if you look at his resume, it's I traded Luka for AD and I lost. I made Steph Curry leave Nike. And those are the two things he'll be remembered by.
Dude, he changed literally the course of basketball on and off the court. That's crazy.
Who's Nico's player comp
His player comp?
of utter disaster? That his legacy will be disaster in the way you just said. Jonte Porter. All he has is controversy.
Some a little bit better because he has actual talent too. Like he actually does.
Barely. He was a
He
second
did
round. He
produce.
was like a two-way player that didn't get a chance to do anything because of
No, I'm
injuries.
talking about like Nico. He's
Oh,
better
oh.
than that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nico's actually like
So Terry
a
Rozier?
starter bare minimum.
Terry Rozier had some years. He made some good trades proportionally. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Terry Rozier with the scandal, I guess. So makes sense.
I guess.
They're saying Ben Simmons, Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown is all over the place in the chat.
Kwame Brown. Someone said D Rose. Nah.
Oh.
D-Rose. What'd they say?
Nothing. You guys know we're not gonna acknowledge that one.
Can't say that.
Rest in piss.